Well, hello everybody. Today we're back at the cabin on this rainy day, and I have to put in some trees and shrubs. So I wanted to take you along with me today on my planting adventure. It's something that I have to do and I want to do each year as a part of managing our forest, is to add new individual plants to it and trees. So today I'll tell you all about planting bare root stock. So as you can see, I've picked up my bare root stock here from Ferguson Forest Center, and it's in a brown paper bag. So the plan this year is to put in some pine all along the border of by the cabin here in the woods and the field, and that's going to provide a great windbreak. It also will provide some coverage as well for when all the leaves come down. You don't see the cabin as well, and provides a little bit more seclusion. So we'll do that. And the other thing I want to do is put in about 20 of the high bush cranberries in the site where I had them last year, kind of on the south side of the cabin. And that area is going to be, it's really wet in there, and the high bush cranberry really enjoy that. All the ones from last year did well, they thrived, they grew, and I'm looking forward to having a great, a dense area of the high bush cranberry in that spot. The cranberries are great food for wildlife and for us as well. Very nutritious, really high in vitamin C, quite healthy for you. It'll take some time for the bushes to completely to grow up to produce the berry itself, but we'll be patient. We'll be patient for those to come. So the reason we have them in a bag is we do not want them to dry out. Bare root stock is exactly what it says it is. It's just basically the plants with the roots attached, no ball of soil at the end. All right. So let's see what we've got. So a plastic bag in here. Oh yeah, these look nice and healthy. All right, so as you can see here, if you can see that up close, there's the bare root. So it's nice and moist. You don't want them to get dried out. And these are the high bush cranberries. So they've got nice buds on them. They're ready to go. So I've got two bundles of 10. So that's great. We'll pop those in. And this is, you're familiar with this. This is white pine. So that's really nice. Very healthy. Now these guys are the red pine. So a little bit smaller in size because I ordered a smaller size. And you can see they have a little bit coarser needle than the white pine. And then here we go. This is the jack pine. So I'm pretty excited about these guys. Jack pine do really well around here, so I'm pretty excited to get those in the ground. And last but not least, this year I'm putting in some red oak. Oh, look at there. There's a little acorn. I don't know if you can see a little acorn there. That's where they germinated from. And these are going to go in just on the far side of the field. I'll show you. So I have this book here. It's called Ontario Trees and Some Woodland Plants, and it's really awesome. It really helps you identify them in the field. And just to go over the white, red, and the jack pine in terms of needles, the white pine is your 5-needle cluster, and they're about 3 to 4 inches long, whereas your red pine is 2 needles with 4 to 5 inch long needles. And the jack pine has very short needles. They're actually 1 inch long with 2 needles per cluster. One interesting thing about the jack pine is that they do have the curved cones. And for those of you out west and up north that have more jack pine than we do here, you'll know that forest fire is one of the essential parts of its life cycle to help those cones germinate into new trees. Let's get planting. So this area here is where I'm going to be putting the pine, or a lot of them actually. So you can see some already starting on the edge there, and that's why they're doing really well. So I think that's why I've chosen this site too, because I know they're going to be successful, and it's going to be helpful to provide a bit more of a block for the wind coming in off the field. In the far corner over there is where I'm going to put the oaks. There's some natural red oak coming up there, and I want to expand that out a little bit into the field. So it's pretty easy to plant the bare root stock. All you need to do is go like so with your shovel, and then kind of open up a wedge like that, and you'll take your bare root stock, the oak, and you're going to tuck it nicely into that little slot that you made. And then you're going to kind of just push down gently on the sod. And there we go. Kind of tramp it down a little bit to kind of make it straight, but there we go. We have our oak in place. Oak are an excellent source of food for local wildlife. Turkeys and deer and grouse, squirrels. Everybody loves red oak and the oaks in general because they provide a very nutritious nut to eat. We can eat acorns as well, however they do require processing. Because they do have a lot of tannins in them. They're very bitter and they cause stomach upset, the tannins do, so you certainly want to process them by soaking them for a great period of time in some fast running water and just process them before getting ready to eat the nut meat. Well, that went really quickly. I've got all the red oak in, and I've actually got all the white pine and the jack pine in. I think it's taken me about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. So you can see along here, I've got my little flag there, so I got my red oak, and then now I'm planting the white pine. So you can see some of my white pine plants there, and further on in the field, sort of up in here in a couple of rows, I have the jack pine, and right on the top of the ledge there I have those white pine that are going to come up and make kind of a screen for the cabin. So next up is to plant the high bush cranberry, and so we'll head over there to the wet site to do that. So for the high bush cranberries, here I'm on the border of the forest and the field, sort of on the wetter side of the field. And I've just pre-dug a bunch of holes, so I'm just going to quickly put them in. It's just a little more efficient to do it that way, I find. Just got to find them at the end of the day. So you can see how quick and easy that is to put them in. This is great if you're wanting to attract turkeys or grouse, to your property. They love this stuff. And it'll be a nice little hedgerow when we're done, when they get bigger. Just quick and easy. And like I said, they grow really well in this area. I was really happy with how things turned out last year. Kind of tuck them in the hole and press down on it. Perfect. Oh, missed it right there. So here we are. Here are the ones from last year. You can see how much growth they put on. Probably going to take these cages off at this point, but yeah, you see how they've grown so many new stalks. They are just thriving in this location. I've had no mortality of the bushes from last year, so that's awesome. I want to show you my low bush cranberry in there. It's doing really well. It's all throughout here. It's sort of spreading, so I'll probably take its cage off as well. Next up, we're going to head over to where my previous the pine windbreak was, and we're going to put in some red pine there. So here we've arrived at the previous site of my windbreak, and you can see here are the trees that survived. This one is a dead one, so we're going to probably replace in this site. We'll use the red pine that I got. So a little bit of variety. There's a good one. This guy did really, really well last year. Leaves are a little bit yellow, but that's because of the stress from last year. There's another guy that did really well, and he's got some growth starting here at the top, so that's awesome. So where you see flags now is where the plants did quite well. So right here at the front of the ridge and at the back. I think right here they didn't do so well because the soil was a little shallower than I thought. So I'm going to try to plant a bit more, maybe to the right of the wheelbarrow there, and go from there. Well, it's a rainy, dreary day. Thanks guys for joining me on the adventure today. It's really important to give back to the forest and to replant, especially if there have been losses. I want to attract wildlife to this area, and I really think it's important to do that. And it's part of good forest stewardship to reforest areas that have experienced distress, and just to take care of Mother Nature. She takes such good care of us. All right, have a great week, everybody. Take care.